Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back.
Whoa, happy Tuesday. We've got one of those shows today where it's just, I don't know, we're Oompa Loompas on one of our monitors here in the office. But we have a lot of games. This is going to be a fun one because it's really just 5 crazy finishes last night. It worked out so perfectly that we got to basically see the ending to every single one of these games in real time. We start with the Cavs down in Miami. Here we go. I know you guys are going to have a lot to say on the way this particular game was won by one Andrew Wiggins and how it went down. But the Heat beat the Cavs in OT, 140-138. Of course, no Bam. Garland also left this one with the left big toe injury. But an Andrew Wiggins game winner, Chandler. Let's start there.
Listen, it's a great play call by Spo, and I think this is kind of what separates him from a lot of other coaches. He's out of timeouts. He even said he's had this in his playbook for like 3 or 4 years and finally went to it. This is atrocious defense. Boogie, Lou, you guys know, leave no one behind you. Keep everything in front. From the coach of the year, Kenny Atkinson's, to having the defensive player of the year, Evan Mobley, how do you not have him just at the rim, forcing people to go, guys to go outside and take a shot with 0.4 seconds or whatever? This is really bad. And again, it was a crazy shot to even get here, and Donovan had an insane, kind of shot to tie it. But you can't allow this. This is a huge mental breakdown, and this should never happen. You got to come together. You got to switch. And I would have had Mobley on the ball or Jared Allen on the ball and someone at the rim and put 3 guys around the perimeter before you give up something like that. That's unacceptable.
It's so many different things you could have done.
Anything other than that.
And you guys know you're supposed to switch 5 ways. You can either invert some of these, and invert means if you're guarding a guy, and if you're not going to guard your guy, guard somebody else. And if they're coming together, you switch, and you're back on the original guy that you would guard anyways. You had Mobley in the corner. You had no rim protection at the rim. Give Donovan Mitchell credit for trying to at least make this.
Put Jared Allen on the ball. Don't put their point guard on the ball.
But right here, that's a switch right there. Dre Hunter and my man number 5 right here. I can't think of his name right now.
The guy looks like
that's
Chandler.
a switch. Yeah, everything is supposed to be a switch. And again, if you're gonna get confused right here, just invert everything. But yeah, Spo, shout out to Spo for the draw up. It worked out for him. In Cleveland, they fell asleep at the wheel, man.
That was a great brush screen by 45 too. So let's give him credit on making that play for his team.
Create some confusion.
Yeah, it definitely created. I mean, it was a great play drawn up by Spoelstra. I mean,
are you shocked though? Like that?
Am I shocked by the offensive play? No. Spoelstra's one of those guys. He's one of the elite coaches in his league. But
we more shocked
we can
about
always
the defense.
we can always sit here and
defense
critique the defense on what they could have did better. But I think overall it was just a great offensive play that was drawn up. We're saying that the big could have been under the rim, but it was also a shooter in the corner.
No, just invert it.
Yeah.
And take away corner.
But also
like Donovan Mitchell, you jumping up and down. You're supposed to take away that corner in those positions, send the ball back towards the 3-point line to make anything. If they're gonna get a shot off with 0.4, it gotta be something from the 3-point line and beyond.
Yeah.
Listen, we can nitpick it, and we're literally Monday morning quarterbacks right now. We're nitpicking it's easier said done than now, but they had so many little lapses right there, and I think with 0.4, you kind of just took that for granted, and it burnt them.
Yeah, I do agree that you should have a big on the ball.
Like that's what I'm saying. You have Jovic, who's 6'9", inbounding the ball, and you have your smallest guy jumping up and down when you have Jared Allen over there, or you have the defensive player of the year who's 7 foot and long. Like how do you not have one of those guys on the ball and someone protecting the rim? 0.4, I know it's time to get a catch and shoot, but wouldn't you rather live with an 18-foot fadeaway catch and shoot than their most athletic guy just uncontested at the rim?
It's a tie ball game. They didn't need 2, they didn't need 3. Just sit them this way.
Would it have been better to not have a defender on the ball?
Yes. What is Donovan Mitchell? Go back to that highlight.
No guy on the ball. You put Donovan guards that guy.
What
is
Donovan doing there?
Under the rim.
He's trying.
He's trying?
Listen, I don't know if you allow a guy to be able to pick you apart with no pressure right there.
Look at this.
It's 0.4 though.
But this is my thing though. You take Donovan Mitchell where he is, put his foot on the baseline, he's taking away corner, that automatically sends the ball back up towards to the top.
Even Dean Wade right there, 32 in red. Why is he chasing Norman Powell out to half court? If you could, you'll live with Norman Powell taking that.
Because Norm had a hot night. Like
Norman Powell, 33.
But you'll live with. Look at him. Where are you going?
Like you,
he is a decoy. Why are you going all the way past the Heat logo? He's irrelevant at that point.
Yeah, if he makes a half-court shot to beat you, so be it.
Yeah, this is just bad.
Yeah,
I think it's
from 1 through 5, it looked like everybody messed up.
Look at Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley in no man's land. I guess he.
I'm telling you, I think the biggest thing was getting him off the ball, putting him in the corner, and putting the big underneath the basket. I think that would have prevented.
I think Donovan Mitchell alleviates that.
Yeah,
it don't. Listen, you could put
anybody at the
a 5-foot guy in the corner to guard him if you taking away that pass. You know what I'm saying? If you have a guy that's running you out from half court, stop at the 3-point line. Put your feet on the 3-point line. If you shoot anything past this, you got it, bro. It's 0.4 seconds. It's gonna be a heave. Whatever you do, you don't give up something so easy at the rim like they did. So from top to bottom, 1 through 5, it was a lapse on the defensive end. Yeah. Great draw up for Spo, but even Spo knows this. Listen, Spo been coaching 20 years and he's just now getting his playoff. Even he know this wasn't supposed to work. You know what I mean? So I put this one more on Cleveland than I do Miami. But hey, sometimes it goes your way, and that was the situation for Miami.
1000% this is on Cleveland. And again, I think Atkinson's they have a good defense. They trust their guys. There was all vet guys on the court. Like, let's just switch everything, keep them and keep everything in front of you. And it was just a huge mental lapse there. It's almost like it wasn't even a slip, really, because it was a back screen, but you just can't allow that to happen. Again, they weren't even supposed to be there in the first place because Donovan's shot was insane.
That's part of this, right?
This got to be frustrating because they let one go here, and they had a chance to win this game.
It's Wade that looks like you, not Merrill. I apologize to Sam Merrill. That's on me. Can we talk Norm Powell for one split second? Because we do give a lot of junk to the Dallas Mavericks for that trade, but I think the Clippers letting go of Norm Powell, especially after a night like last night where he had the 33 and the Heat have talked about how great he's been. We don't really talk about the Clippers letting Norm Powell go. Why don't we?
Because he ain't Luka. Because he ain't Luka, but
we should.
You know, that is another trade. I thought he had an opportunity to be an all-star last year. He had a chance to get some money as well. One of the two things didn't happen for him, and sometimes if you feel like you're not getting your just due, you want to go somewhere to be able to get your just due. And I think this is the perfect marriage for him down in Miami. You know, we talk about Heat culture, the structure that they have, how organized they are, the way they carry themselves as an organization. If you're overweight, you're not playing. How they go about conditioning. Norm Powell is a guy that's fit for that type of environment. I think he thrives in an environment where there's structure, where there's accountability for you to do things outside of the basketball rim. This might have been the perfect thing to happen for him. So we can concentrate on the Clippers, but I think for the Miami Heat to recognize this is a guy that we feel like can be a culture changer for us, or that can fit into the culture that we have, we got to go get this guy, and it shows. He's averaging 25 points for him.
Yeah, and he did this last year. I think it was a bit of a surprise. Now he's on scouting reports. Now he's one of the main focal points, and he's still doing it at a high clip, at a pretty solid percent, at 46%. To average 25 at 46% with the way he plays and like a high-volume guard. He's now his second year, so now he's becoming more consistent. And I didn't love the trade just from the Clippers standpoint when I know James Harden is their dominant ball handler and Kawhi Leonard. Those guys are getting older. Those guys are going to miss games. And you had a perfect third option that can kind of step into that go-to guy when those guys are out, which he did countless times last year when he had the chance. So I didn't love the trade. I understand they added some front court depth with John Collins, but this to me was a pretty bad trade.
And you brought over Beal as well. And so if you bring over Collins, you bring over Beal, and you lose Norm, I can understand you get the sense of, okay, we've kind of patched this up, and we still got James and we still got Kawhi, so we can figure out the third option thing as it is. But look at Norman Powell again. Norm said, I'm not nobody's third option. Mm-hmm. I'm a guy. I'm at this point of my career. I need to go somewhere where I can go out and be the guy. And listen, putting him and Wiggins and Bam together and some of these other guys, Miami look all right. The East is starting to shape up.
I couldn't
without Tyler Hero too.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I've watched Norm. I can take it back to 19 when we played the Raptors in the finals, and this guy was coming off the bench, hitting big shots after big shots. He was a huge part in them pulling out that series. So to watch him develop into what he's become today, I mean, it was meant to be. So he's in a great place in his career right now, happy for him. But this dude worked his tail off to get to this point. He's in a good spot in Miami now. Like Lou said, it's almost like a match made in heaven. The way he carries himself, the way he goes about, you know, each game, it leaks, Heat culture.
Yeah,
so,
some guys just fit the mold.
Yeah, so
guys, like
this was definitely meant to be. You could tell he's in a good spot. You could tell he's comfortable. Obviously, this organization is behind him, and they're also, they're doing their thing right now. A lot of people had them written off in the beginning of the year, but when you really look at this roster, you think about the way they play. This is a good combination of players. It's a combination of underdogs, led by Bam, who's been an underdog basically his whole career. This is a good group, so it's not surprising.
This is a team come playoff time where we start talking about Heat culture again.
Here we go.
It's a team you don't
but it
want
feels
to face.
a little different.
They're well coached. They play hard, and now they add a guy like that.
Not to me, Beadle. This feels more like Heat culture than it's ever felt.
It feels fast. I don't know. It feels more. It feels more fun. I feel like this is more
Heat
fun
culture
to
than
watch.
Heat culture.
It kind of is. It's more Heat culture than Heat culture. And by the way, it begs the question: are they better without Tyler Hero? I'm just kidding. I would never do that. Guys, that's what they're gonna do all day, everywhere. Okay.
Kentucky, great. Respect on his
Another
name.
buzzer beater. We're just gonna keep the theme rolling as we've got Trailblazers and Magic. Desmond
That
Bane,
man has a family.
big hero on this night. He finishes with 22, including the buzzer beater. Paolo Banchero had 28.
Some y'all giving up lobs from out of bounds. What's going on in the league?
Banchero missed the last three free throws that he
You
had.
can tell we didn't watch this game because we're so stoned.
I know, you guys feel like you're like, oh, look at that. Okay,
Like,
Chandler,
damn.
it's your home team.
Yeah.
They are still 11th out in the East, but maybe this is the type of game that does something.
Yeah, I hope they come together and they kind of turn the corner of this because this is a team that has high hopes, high expectations. They're healthy now. They get Jalen Suggs back. They have that dynamic duo with Paolo, who struggled early, kind of, I think, picking his spots, getting to his mid-range, taking low percent shots, and now he's getting downhill more. He's getting to the free throw line more. Desmond Bane's kind of struggled, and that was a trade that they gave up a lot for Desmond Bane.
Sure.
He hasn't been the Desmond Bane of Memphis yet, but when you start hitting shots like this, you start gaining confidence. And even from the field last night, 1 for 6 from three-point line, that's not what he's accustomed to doing.
1-3.
This is a team that, again, I love Jamal Mosley, and there's murmurs already with this start. They're 5 and 6, 11th East. Is he the coach? Is he going to get fired? Which I think is so ridiculous, and that would be such a mistake if they let him go. But I think this is a team that will find their stride. They will turn the corner, and this is going to be one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference because they do have scoring, and when they're healthy, they have depth. They have all these young kids that can switch 1 through 5. And again, I think Desmond Bane's shooting is exactly what they needed on paper. He's just got to do it at a higher clip.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a game where they can kind of kickstart and get this ball rolling as far as putting a string of games together or a string of wins together, better said. But I agree. I mean, when it comes to Coach Mosley, I don't think this is a situation where you need to think about firing the coach early on. Obviously, they got off to a slow start. I think a lot of that falls on their #1 pick, Paolo. He started off slow. He wasn't the best version of himself early in the season. But as the season continues to go on, we're seeing him pick it up. You're starting to see, why he was a #1 pick again. And I think the better he plays, the more games they will win eventually.
Yeah.
The Desmond Bane stat that he was 12 of 47 from 3 before he hits that one last night
crazy.
is insane to me.
It was almost 12-48.
Like, seriously. He really was. Like, that 1 3.
Like Desmond Bane's shooting 28% from the three-point line. Like
26.
It's crazy. Like that's again, that's why I think the cream's gonna rise, right? And I mean, like it's all gonna level out, and this is not who he is. He's gonna end up being a 37 to 40% three-point shooter on this season, I guarantee it. And like I said, this summer, this is exactly what they need. A lot of times their offense would get stagnant with the way Wagner and with the way Paolo they play it. They pack the paint. They make those guys hit shots. Now, when you put a guy like him on the floor, who is a really good, historically a great three-point shooter, it's going to make this team that much harder to guard.
Yeah.
Also, those jerseys are so fire.
I love those. But as a fan, I always find that funny. Like, you missed every 3 for the last God knows how long, but to turn around and be like,
because you know what? We have, as a scorer, you have that mentality, shooters shoot, scorers are going to score. This may not be my night, but if I can make this one shot, it makes everything go away. Again, we're talking about a guy that's shooting 26% from the three-point line, but you make that shot, and we highlight him. And speaking of his 26% that he's shooting from the three-point line, I agree with Chandler more than anything. He's going to clean this up. This is a new team. This is a new offense. They're still working out some of the kinks of how he's going to play. He can shoot. He's gonna shoot the ball better because that's who he is. He's a guy that can score in bunches. He can score 8 to 10 points in a span of a minute and a half 2 minutes. A shot like that can turn around the trajectory of where your season is going. So let's see where he goes from here. You know, you're struggling from the three-point line, but when you make a big-time shot like that, it just does something to your morale, does something to your energy.
And he's going to that facility today, feeling himself confident.
He's feeling good. So
it's pretty awesome.
He's hit a game winner. He hit a game winner in his 11th game on his new team. That feels good.
Yeah, and a difficult one at that. All right, the theme continues. Oh, why not another exciting ending, shall we? Up in Chicago. Yep.
The Spurs, we waited this long to talk about
Look,
it?
we're just trying to, you know what? You want to sort of postpone the satisfaction. Here it is.
He started doing this thing again at the end of the game. Like, look at this.
It's amazing.
He waves off the dude and just ISOs for the game.
38 points, 12 rebounds.
What in the world?
5 blocks. Yeah, by the way, just Boogie, before you wax poetic on what we just witnessed with Wemby, in the fourth quarter, the Bulls had 19 points. Wemby had 18. That's all I wanted. Just shake your head and tell us what you saw.
Man, this dude is, man, I'm running out of words, honestly. Like this, we might be witnessing one of the greatest basketball player in the making. Like,
one of the most unique for sure.
I've never seen this, but I mean,
like we throw greatest around
to clear the team out, go into a hezzy crossover to a pull-up.
My feelings are back.
Are you back?
Are you feeling tingly?
Wait, were they fizzling?
38, 12, 5,
Why you
5,
keep tingling?
5.
Stop tingling.
Tingle away.
Did you watch this man play basketball?
That don't make me tingle. I don't care what he do.
10 for 10 from the free throw line.
Listen, he can shoot a hook shot from the other end of the floor. I ain't tingling.
It'd be like the seventh coolest thing. He took a hook shot. It'd be the seventh coolest thing he did last night.
Get your tingles under control.
Stop. Let him go.
Get your emotions
By the
right,
way,
man.
he had 5 blocks last night. This is his normal day at the office. What he averages. Like this guy, he's unbelievable. The idea that my 7'5" and growing franchise player has the ball in his hand. So they come to the screen and he says, nope, skirt, and then just almost makes Vucevic fall, who's my boy. But he almost touched the earth just to like a game winner, just dagger. Like it's unbelievable, the skill set and the length. Like Boogie said, I don't know what else to say.
Like how do you guard this?
Like he almost fell dead.
You can't, because you can't send a trap to him because he got a live dribble and he's looking over you.
I mean, even if you trap him, he literally just holds the ball
over
you.
You can't guard him at the three-point line because he has every option in the world. He got triple threat, he got live dribble, he got everything. He got an ISO. It's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is what Vucevic did, which is get a hand up, contest, and live with the results.
Like, how would you guard him?
What are the odds?
How would you guard him? Like, you'd have to fight him.
You'd have to fight him.
You'd have to be physical.
I mean, at that point, you might lose that too. He was just training with monks.
They find out he's got hands.
You can't win that either.
Can't win, man.
He's gonna karate kid you.
He might.
Oh,
this is a guy you just gotta accept your fate. Walk off, keep your head high. You know, say a prayer.
Could they have done anything?
So we always talk about guys making shots, and you make it tough for them.
Yeah.
Salute.
Tap on the butt.
If you're Chicago, everybody went home last night with a smile on their face because look, we could have played better, but if a 7'5" guy's gonna make 2 3-pointers to beat us, we gotta live with the results. It's not much we can really do about that besides give him a contest. You can possibly try to run him off the line or be aggressive up there, but you're asking a lot from your center to try to do that in a position that he's not normally in, with the guy that he's guarding being the person with a live dribble at the top of the free throw line. And like, it's only 2 or 3 guys that's gonna put that type of pressure on you. It's nothing that you have in your playbook defensively to help you with that.
It's crazy. And I'm watching this game last night, and I'm on the flip side, I'm like, I want to see what all the fuss is about the Bulls, right? And I'm watching them. And they're good.
It's
and
fun.
And they play hard and they play the right way and they put themselves in every situation to win this game, right? And like Ayo was great, Kevin Huerter was great.
They didn't have Giddey, which
Trey Jones is great. And this is all without their best player, who's currently like 7th in MVP power rankings right now, which is nuts. But my point is, the Spurs still go in there, as young as they are. That place was rocking last night. And still find a way to win a game like this on the road. This is one of those games where you look back and go, this was a huge step in the right direction. This was a big growth game for the Spurs to go in there and handle business and come out with a win against one of the hotter teams in the NBA. Was super impressive.
So my new fun game is to watch when the Spurs are on the road. If you look, and I told you guys this in the thread last night, if you watch the first 2, 3, 4 rows on the road, when Wemby does something crazy, I've never seen it where fans of the other team have like genuine joy smiles. They're not mad. They're just like, Wow, what do you
Because
say?
they've never seen it.
Never
It
seen
was
this
so
before.
fun to
Never
watch
seen
that.
it before.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He makes me react like a kid when I see
Yes.
something. 100%
Yeah.
dude. Like, I react like a child.
Talk to my TV by myself.
I've seen a lot of great players, seen them do a lot of spectacular things.
Not that.
It's like the first time you've ever seen it when Wemby plays.
It's pretty
crazy.
fun. Well, shall we move on to another one?
Let's do it.
This one we got a little
What a
overtime
Monday
fun.
night.
It was insane last night. Oh, Wizards and Pistons.
That's
Shout out
tough.
the Wizards.
Yes. They put
Oh,
a fight
my
last night.
God.
Hard. It took an overtime for Pistons to do this. Cade's 46 points, 137-135 final. He was 14 of 45. We will get to that.
Damn, ain't it?
The most missed shots in a game since the 76-77 merger. Doesn't matter, though, because the outcome is the outcome. But look, he's obviously one of the great young players that we watch in this league. Has a 46-point triple-double. They are sitting up there in the East. What do you make of Cade's play last night? We can get to the shots if you want. We will eventually. But what do
We
you
have
make of
to
his
talk
play?
about the shots.
We have to
There's
talk
no
about the
way
shots.
we
It's
don't talk
historic.
about
It's
it.
historic.
Cade is, I mean, he's making a case for himself as one of the top 5 PGs in the league right now. Obviously, they're top team in the East. That's shown. This team is improving with each game. They're tough. They're full of grit. They're fearless. That's the biggest thing that stands out with this team. No matter who they face, you know, they treat them like, you know, they're the big brother and the other team's the little brother. So I love that about this Pistons team. They're just tough, man, and Cade's the head of the snake, so it's not really much to say.
Yeah, back-to-back, you know, a lot of minutes, a lot of shots. And again, I think it's an outrageous amount of shots to take. But again, a win is a win. I was texting with JB after the game, like, this dude has the ultimate green light. He's got the most confidence in that locker room. And you look at every time he takes a shot, we've all been on teams where guys take bad shots and you kind of are pissed, he missed you, whatever. Not one of these players, on the other 4 players on the court, are reacting negative to any of these shot attempts that he's taken, which shows me that there's zero, look at that, inside
45
out. There's zero issue with this. Again, ultimate green light. And he made huge plays down the stretch to win this game. So I have no problem with it, and I don't think it's going to be an every night thing because this is crazy to miss. To miss 31 shots is it's hard to do, to be honest with you. But again, at the end of the day, he basically led this team to a back-to-back victory. Much needed off day today, and this kid's going to continue to. Boogie said maybe top 5. He's 1,000% top 5 point guard in the NBA right now.
But even watching this game, like you say, you know, nobody around him is upset about the shots he's taking. I mean, you look at the roster, can anybody be upset?
No.
Who is that second go-to guy? And that's kind of something I've been talking about when it comes to this Pistons team early on. I love everything they're doing in the regular season. I just feel when it comes to the playoffs, it's going to get to a point where you need that second option to take the load off Cade Cunningham. I don't know if that guy's on the team right now. We keep bringing up Jaden Ivey, but I don't know.
And by the way, there's a dude, Danis, and again, no, just Danis Jenkins, the guy who hit the corner shot. He took 17 shots last night. So again, it's not like everyone's eating. Like there was, Green took 11 shots, Duran took 10 shots. So like Robinson took 11 shots. So again, the way it's played today, it's less crazy because there's so many more possessions and there's so many more quick shots in the shot clock that this back in the day would be unheard of. But nowadays, like, we're just getting so accustomed to these type of highlights and these type of scores where, like, this isn't going to be the norm, but this isn't that outrageous as it used to be.
Once upon a time, I was on the Sixers.
Oh, yes.
And we lost the game like this. And we were somewhat in the position that the Washington Wizards were in. And it was a coach.
Damn.
Hall of Fame coach. That's one of my colleagues.
Hall of Fame.
The sleepy one?
George Karl, well, he didn't say a name, I'm saying a name. George Karl said post-game, good teams find a way to win, and bad teams find a way to lose. And I was so pissed off that George Karl said that about our team at that time. And today I understand it.
Yeah.
Because we talk about Cade Cunningham, it took you 31 missed shots and 12 for 45, 6 to get Washington down. I'm gonna keep it real. We gotta clean that up. A win is a win. A win is a win. But we gotta clean that up, especially if we talking about making an MVP case. We talking about Detroit being a real deal. We talking about culture changing. I like the fact that they got it done. I like the fact that it's a triple-double. I like the fact that it's still a 40 ball, but it took you 45 shots to get it, and we missed 31. I love the green light. I love the fearlessness. I love the fact that he got blinders on, and I'm going to keep throwing this ball towards this rim until it goes my way. But if they want to be serious contenders, we got to get this more efficiently, especially with Cade Cunningham.
But you know, when you're talking about him in the MVP hunt or whatever, when you're just going to look back on this game and see 46, 12, and 11, you're going to see a triple-double. You're not even going to talk about the field goal attempts.
I am. because this is history.
You won't remember this. You won't remember this.
Listen, Chandler, it's a difference between a guy not having a good night and missing 30. You've never taken 31 shots.
Never. Never. My most I heard was 24.
He don't know the vibes, Boogie. He don't know the vibe. But I've also never made 10 threes in a game either.
Right.
So. And a half.
My bad.
Stupid.
But no, I think this is a good win for Detroit. Do what's necessary to get a W in the W column. But at the end of the day, if it took all of that to beat the Washington Wizards, I think this is more of a Detroit thing than this is more of a Washington thing than a Detroit thing.
Yeah,
they are depleted.
Imagine if they lost this game to the Wizards and he took that many shots.
And we're one
it's a whole different narrative today.
Completely different conversation. So I'm gonna stand on it and say, hey man, that was cool, but we got to be better than that.
Well, on another note, shout out to C.J. McCollum for the 40 ball.
There you go.
There
Okay.
you go. Yeah, let's shine a light on
14 to 25, I think that's a little more consistent, so
More
I take
style.
it. Yeah.
By the way, we do have some breaking news we're going to get to here in a split second. I want to touch base with the Wizards really quick. Oh, no, we're going to go straight to it. Never mind. Yeah, Shams, shout out Shams, reporting that apparently today the Mavs and the owner, Patrick Dumont, expected to fire Nico Harrison. It's a 10 a.m. Central Time meeting. It's very specific, by the way.
Shocking.
Yeah, I know. I guess doesn't seem shocking, but we should react to it, Chandler.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to watch Run It Back yesterday, I kind of predicted this kind of happened very soon, and it's no surprise, right? I mean, the way this whole trade went down and secrecy, which I understand what he was trying to do, not having social media involved or take away the trade. At the end of the day, this could go down as one of the worst trades in the history of the NBA. You have a team that just went to the NBA Finals. You have a team that's excited, that's building around this star player, and you move him. And then you're given this absolute blessing with the #1 pick with Cooper Flagg, and that hasn't even panned out with still high hopes and expectations of a talented roster. Again, I don't wish anybody ill will or to be fired or lose your job, but the writing was on the wall here, and I think it's the right move for the organization to go forward. I think guys like Dirk will now be more involved and invested without Nico Harrison there, and I think they can get back to that culture that they had before when they had success rather than this. But it all is going to stem to that trade, and I told you guys yesterday, this is something that they will never forgive him for. This is something they will never get over.
But it's not just him. Like, this was not, he didn't do this on his own.
No,
the owner took accountability. It was financial.
Who's going to fire them?
I agree, but it's such a
they have the richest
sacrificial
owner now,
thing.
basically, besides Ballmer in the NBA. He ain't going anywhere, and so this guy's the first to go.
Man, that's rough.
Well, Chandler, I think that was well said. I don't have a lot to add to that. I think you said everything that was necessary to be said. Winning heals all, and Dallas hasn't done a lot of that since that trade. When you shake the tree like that, you want to see some results as a fan base and as a city and as a culture. Like Dirk, they have a court where his logo is on the floor.
And he's not even involved with this team.
And him not being involved, that should tell you a lot. The morale and how the city feels should tell you everything you need to know. And to what Beadle said, when things like this happen, somebody has to go. And when this first started, NICO stuck his head out and he owned it. He owned it, and he said, look, I probably won't be here long, but we're going to win basketball games. He hasn't held up to his end of the bargain, and when these things happen, somebody has to be responsible for it. Somebody has to be the guy to own up to it, and that's been NICO since day one in this whole saga, and so today I guess it comes to an end.
I think this is a lesson to the casuals. We sit here and we listen to these so-called experts, and they judge these players. They say who's not good enough, who is good enough, to the point where they traded a player that was injured because he was overweight. Why he was injured? Just goes to show these experts aren't really experts. It's just guys.
But owners aren't experts either.
But I just want this to be a lesson to the casuals. When you sit here and you take these people's words while they're judging these athletes, these are some of the results of it. So it's not going to always make sense. It's not going to always be factual. But they make mistakes, and this is a prime example.
Yeah, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel here. Like, you had a top 3 player in the NBA. You were just in the finals, and why shake that tree? Why?
Because they didn't want to write a big check.
Why not?
Because they were the new owners. They're new. They're not Mark Cuban.
Still don't
Mark
matter.
Cuban would have written
They
a big
wanted
check.
to take their $250
These Richards can buy Mark Cuban.
If this is an investment, like you,
but if your investment is an investment and you don't give 2 poops about the actual team itself, you're a business person, then they're not looking at it the way we would look at it or a fan would look at it. Like, look, NICO, let's not get it twisted. He's been thrown on the fire because he's the face that can be fired. And by the way, just as a backdrop to sort of how this all played out, the Mavs were up by 13 in in the fourth quarter last night. And apparently, also according to Shams, the owner, Dumont, was having an interaction with a fan courtside last night, took accountability, said it was a mistake, and then now here today, this is what's going to happen. So,
well, also think about, like, this is the first game he had been, I think, since the home opener, Patrick Dumont.
Oh, so he super cares.
There's NICO has like did you see this whole staircase thing that NICO has? And his kids got security at school. Like, honestly, as part of him is probably relieved that, like, again, he swung for the fences.
Yeah, give me my
struck
service
out.
package.
Get your money and get the hell out of Dallas, because honestly, if it's now you're talking about safety of your family, which I think is a little dramatic, but like
you in Texas, right?
People are crazy, dude.
There's some different laws down there. Watch how you approach people.
Like, and I think he made his bed. Unfortunately, now he's sleeping in it. Whether it's you think it's the owner, but he had the owner's ear and he made a decision. He swung for the fence and he struck out. And I think there's consequences for that when you had such a talented team and roster. And again, 3-8 right now with all these expectations to still be good without Kyrie Irving. It has to happen. It has to happen more so just for the fans and the city.
Well, yeah.
Moving forward.
The new chant, by the way, fans, will be sell the team. That's going to be where you're going to want to focus next if it continues.
Yeah, and then by the way, is Jay Kidd now like on the? It's like who's next? It's not, it usually doesn't just stop with.
The blame's going to continue to.
It doesn't usually just stop with that. Are they going to ship Anthony Davis out now and kind of start over around Cooper? Like, there's going to be a lot of decisions made in Dallas.
And if it's a build around Cooper, then you got a lot of years to be patient. So, best of luck to everyone involved. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We still have more to talk about. Little Lakers Hornets on the other side.
Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, run it back.
We can't stop talking about the Mavericks, and we never will. All right, Lakers at the Hornets. All right, not a buzzer beater. 121-111. We can chill. Luka, 38, 6-7. Austin Reeves is back with 24 points, 5 and 7. And Rui finishes with 21. So right now, it's kind of rude to go from the Mavericks to this, but Luka's averaging a little over 37 a game.
How many points a game?
37.
Yeah, good trade.
He's moved up to second in the MVP
38
odds.
minutes last night. Yeah, he's in good shape.
Man, listen.
Look at that fat kid, man.
38, 7, and 6.
So inspirational.
Y'all are the worst.
Man, I'm getting my weight up.
Let's trade him because he likes vodka. Like, grow up. Like, come on. Like,
What is
Has a beer, trade him.
if you
Likes
don't,
hookah, trade him.
Y'all are mad at the wrong guy. I'm convinced of that.
it's ridiculous.
I'm mad at the
They traded
Mavericks.
this guy. They traded him.
Yeah, they did.
And they didn't even shop it, Beadle, and get like something.
That's what I'm saying. You think NICO did that on his own? Nobody has that.
Not on his
green
own.
light.
I don't think Nico did
Nobody
it on his
has
own.
that.
Obviously, he's the head of the snake when as being a GM, but regardless, they're talking about him.
I'm the
so we're
GM.
gonna talk about him.
You know what? If it's from the owner, Beadle, and I'm a GM, I'm saying, please, God, let's not do this. And I am stopping that
Hey,
trade.
the Lakers cruise to a win over the Hornets.
Cool,
yeah,
they beat
yeah,
the
yeah.
Hornets. Shocker. Let's go back.
Fine. Okay.
More on the Mavericks.
No. By the way, is there a way he beats SGA for like what would have to happen for him to beat SGA for MVP? Like realistically.
The new GM of the Mavs trade him back to Dallas and him continue to do what he's done, I don't know, his entire career when he's been there. Go back to the finals, which he just was in Dallas. I think that would give him a good chance. It'd be a great feel-good story for him to go back there.
It's a good story. He's having a good story.
There's no one on, the trade doesn't, it wouldn't even make sense. But no, I don't think. I think the Thunder this year are going to be so good. They're going to win so many games. I think it's going to be hard for a guy like Luka, a guy like Wemby, a guy like Giannis that are going to put up these gaudy, crazy numbers to get close to the MVP votes because they're going to win 68 games and he's going to have the similar numbers and that's going to outweigh these other solid teams versus a historically good team. So I think that's where SGA, like last year, it was SGA Jokic, but their team was so much better they gave him a nod. It's going to be the same thing this year to me.
Go ahead, bro.
I actually think he has a chance. I mean, I don't think anybody came in this season thinking the Lakers were going to be at this point the second best team in the West. I don't think that was anybody's expectation. So I think they continue to win. I think he has a great case at winning, especially if the numbers are supporting it. So I think he still has a really good chance. Obviously, it's a 1-2 thing with him and Shea. So winning games, that's the answer. Keep winning.
And Shea got credit in the bank. Last year, he's the MVP. He wins the championship. It's his trophy to relinquish to somebody else, right? So for me, I feel like Luka has to go above and beyond. Like they almost got to beat out OKC for the top seed in the West. The numbers got to be better. They got to go on one of these crazy 12-0 runs. They got to do something loud. They got to do something gaudy. Like, because we're talking about just SGA. Think about how we speak about Wemby.
Sure.
Think about how we speak about Jokic and Giannis and all of these other different guys. He has to do something outstanding that's going to get public opinion on his side and behind closed doors on his side as well for him to be able to get that MVP because, again, it's 4 or 5 guys around the league that are doing things just as equally. But you look at Wemby, highlights is jumping off the table. Jokic, he's a walking triple-double. You got Shea, again, he's the champion, and it's his MVP trophy. He has to do something above and beyond for him to go out and get that MVP from him.
Yeah, it's not just numbers anymore, right? So many guys can score a bunch of points. If you're looking at impact, the most valuable player, like, to me, I think Wemby is the guy that could win it because he impacts both sides of the floor. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, and it's not even going to be close. And also, he's putting up these crazy offensive numbers, and they're winning games. So if you want to talk about a most valuable player on that team, offensively and defensively.
I mean, this is the argument.
And that's another argument.
It's a whole different.
Yeah.
So
what does it actually mean?
We do this
the
every
most
year.
valuable player.
You know, we'll come back in March. We will have this. We'll be arguing about this at some point. Then, by the way, LeBron practiced yesterday with the South Bay Lakers, which means
that's a start.
Coming back soon. Kendrick Perkins said that when he returns, he's got to take a back seat to the best duo in the NBA. Not my words.
Can I tell you this? It is awesome that he's practicing in the
I was about to
G
say,
League.
can I just say that
the best player, arguably of all time, is going to practice with the South Bay Lakers.
Gotta get
that
the
to me
cardio
is
up.
pretty dope.
Yeah, like if I'm a South Bay Laker, that's incredible. That's incredible to me. So shout out to them for having that opportunity. That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're not answering the question though.
He said him and Reeves are the best backcourt. I mean, listen,
did.
we started talking Jokic, Murray, Shea, and Jalen, KD, and Sengun. There's a lot of guys. Austin Reeves has taken that crazy jump, and his numbers are insane this year, and that's, 11, 12-game sample. I think we're going to need to see more to put him over a Donovan Mitchell and an Evan Mobley type duo. But, again, I said this all along. With the way they're playing, I don't think LeBron needs to come and fit in. He's LeBron James, and I think he's going to do that regardless how many games, how many minutes. He is going to have the ball in his hands. He's going to do things that we've seen him do the last 2 decades. I think that's going to come natural. And also, he's still going to have the flexibility and the free reign to go and be aggressive, and he's still going to be LeBron when he comes back. And Austin Reeves knows that, and Luka knows that, although this is now his team. LeBron James doesn't fit in.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you could be the biggest LeBron hater in the world, but to even remotely have this argument with a serious face and be like, well, how's LeBron James going to fit in? You sound dumb.
Yeah.
Like, truly.
I mean, I couldn't agree more, but I mean, I think in a perfect world, the Lakers would like that version of him that we saw with Team USA this past year. Just that Swiss Army knife, that guy that, fills in the lanes. And obviously you play through those 2 young guys in Luka and Austin Reeves. So I think in the perfect world, that's what they would like. But obviously we've seen Bron play for 20 years, and we know how he plays the game. We know he needs the ball in his hand. He's one of the best floor generals this game has ever seen. So I do think it's something that has to be figured out, because obviously with fitting Bron into this equation, you still want Bron to be the best version of himself. And the question is, with him not having the ball in his hands, does that make him the best version of himself? And I think that's the glaring question in all of this. But I do agree. This is LeBron. This is a guy that, who's been elite his entire career. So it's a really good question to know. I don't know.
Also, when did we fall so in love with this duo thing?
Oh, well, we went from big
duos,
three, now
trios.
Yeah. Like, what happened to just putting the best teams together?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? The game matters, and it's the 4th quarter. LeBron James is going to be on the floor.
He's going to be on the floor.
Analytics did
Promise you that.
100%.
That's another conversation.
Exactly.
We got to take a very quick break.
Data.
We're going to break some stuff
analytics.
down.
The data guys.
Other side.
How about just what your eyes see with that?
Run it up, run it back.
Why not?
Oh, we're circling back?
No, here's what we're going to do. Now that this move is being made, maybe we start to look at, okay, like what realistically can they possibly do here? Let's talk about some of the other players that are still left and what's been going on. We should start with AD, because that's kind of a part of this whole situation. He was the piece. We really haven't gotten to see him. So do you try to move him now? Do we just start over?
Yes, I think you have to trade him. I think you try and get, some future assets, some first-round picks, someone that can start now. I think you look to move Klay Thompson. Think about it. Klay Thompson came here to not come off the bench and to play with Luka. They trade Luka. He's coming off the bench, and he's having one of his worst career years. I think to start, before you do anything, whoever is this, Patrick Dumont, apologize to the fan base for everything that everything that happened.
What does
everything
that sound
was
like, though? Like,
I'm just saying,
like a press conference, or
because there was so much hope and so much just action in that city, and then this happened, and they're pissed off. I would lower ticket sales. I would do whatever. I would listen to your fan base because you've lost them, and that's a huge part of what this franchise needs back. I would start with doing that.
What was the stat yesterday? 24 years of straight sellouts.
24 years of sellout.
I would keep Kyrie Irving because he's going to come back and he's still an absolute stud. You do have pieces like Lively and PJ Washington and Cooper Flagg that you can build around. Those are assets. But I think the first thing you have to do is you have to move Anthony Davis and try and recoup some of those picks back.
How are you going to do that?
I don't know, because he's also not healthy. And he's been banged up his pretty much whole career. When he's on the floor, he's unbelievable. But he's getting older.
I think all of this would be different if Kyrie Irving was healthy.
It would be.
If Kyrie Irving was healthy, I think we're not even having a lot of these conversations and dealing with a lot of the drama that we're dealing with. I think we've forgotten how good Kyrie Irving is when he's in uniform. He's one of the best players in the world, and we like to do rankings and top this and top that. You've never found a person while he's active say he's not a top 10 player in this league at the least. A lot of those lists are going to have him top 5 in it.
But he's coming back from a bad injury.
And he's 33 years old off an ACL.
Absolutely, it's a bad mix of age and injury and bad injuries as well. But in hindsight, if Kyrie Irving is healthy, we're not having a lot of these conversations. Presently, yes, blow it up. Let's start fresh. That's also not going to make the fan base happy because you're looking at a team, you're looking at a fan base that on paper was looking at Kyrie, Klay Thompson, and AD. You say, you know what? I kind of like my shots. And now we're talking about getting rid of 2 or 3 of those guys, and Luka is gone. It's going to be a lot to get the Dallas Mavericks back on track. But again, if you feel like Nico Harris has become a distraction and an issue, and that is bigger than the program, if firing him is going to start that process over, then I think that's what you do in Dallas. I'm not rooting for him to be fired or anything, but if that's going to start that process, that's going to start the healing process for the community, do it right
I do think Nico can hang his hat on things would be different if Kyrie didn't get hurt.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is in 20
and
years
we'll never know
no one's going to remember that part.
I still think this is a 1 more year thing. Obviously, you haven't seen the final product on the floor altogether yet. So I think, they give it 1 more shot next year. Obviously, Kyrie is back from injury. He's healthy. He's fully healthy. It won't be where it's a rush situation. He'll be able to get fully healthy, and then you'll be able to look at this team and really analyze, is this a team that we can keep moving forward with or ready to blow it up? So I think, obviously, they're pissed with, Nico, and who knows if he's just the scapegoat or if this was actually, his decision. Regardless of all of that, he's to blame right now. So I do think they'll get his team 1 more year to see what it looks like on the floor together. And then I think the real discussions will happen with, blowing this team up. But you have to get his team a chance. After making this huge move, you have to at least get them an opportunity to all be on the floor together, and then you make your decision from there.
And I will tell you this, regardless of the trade or anything, this team is too talented and too good to be 14th in the Western Conference. So now whether you want to look at Jason Kidd, you want to look at some of these pieces moving off, Klay Thompson, AD, you want to make some moves, who knows? But this team, this roster, with all these names, with Cooper and Anthony Davis, PJ Washington, Christie, Russell, Klay Thompson, Lively, Gafford, this is too much talent to be what they're doing. 3-8, 14, and I think they beat Indy and Indy and Washington. I think it's on the locker room too. Collectively, they have to be better because it's now becoming a waste of a season, and it just seems like this is the first step to kind of get past the whole Luka saga, but. There's no way that this team should be worse than the Utah Jazz. There's no way this team should be worse than Portland. And you're watching the other 2 teams in Texas figure their stuff out, so it's like you're just. New Orleans got 1 less win than them. That makes no sense.
I mean, I also look at this team, and obviously through everything that's going wrong with them, you look at the roster. Who's the leader on the team? You know what I mean? Who's that? We talk about obviously it's probably a issue in the locker room.
Who is the leader?
Who's the leader of this
you got
team?
AD, Kyrie's still there.
We got veterans, but who's the voice? Who's the leader?
It ain't going to be 18-year-old Cooper.
The fact of the matter is this. Leaders, coaches, whatever. Since last year, NICO has become the distraction. So everything is going in his bag. So we haven't held anybody else accountable because we've already found the guy.
Right.
We have the guy. You know, publicly, when you find the guy, it doesn't matter what's going on. He's taking everything. All the blame is going in his blame bag. And that's what we are today. That's why he's the only person under the microscope. But again, he owned it. At the beginning, when this all happened, he stood out there and he owned it and he said, I know I won't be here for a long time, but we're going to make something shake while I'm here, and that is yet to come. So we've yet to look at Jason Kidd. We've yet to look at the real roster and pick apart who's the leader, who's the captain. Everything is going under his bag, and so by the time we get off of air, they'll be able to have a fresh breath of air, and then we'll start looking at the coaching staff and the rosters and all of those things after that.
And no more excuses.
Yeah, I think
for a fact.
It's not done though with Nico Harrison. I truly don't think that whether it's trades or moving of a coach or moving of other front office position, like a month from now, like Lou's saying, a month from now when they go 5-15 and we're like, then what? Like, you know what I mean? So I think
next person gets it.
It's going to be a domino effect, and until they figure this out, and who knows, maybe they go on this heater right now and they turn the season around. I think that would be ideal.
You really think highly unlikely.
No, I don't.
That ain't how this works.
No, highly unlikely. But I will say this team is way too good to be 3-8 and 14th in the West.
It's rough.
I truly believe
it. It is very rough. All right, we got to take a quick break. We'll be back on the other side to wrap things up.
New Orleans is
run it up, they run it back, run it up.
Let's just do it. Let's predict some things. Chandler, why don't you start? You're the loudest on this topic. Predict what happens next.
Klay Thompson out of there.
Traded.
I think I think he would be the first one to go. It's not that he's the problem at all. I think teams would
somewhere
obviously
good.
use like an Orlando Magic, someone that needs shooting, someone that makes sense, someone like that. I think they're going to see a domino effect here with a lot of different moving parts. But at the end of the day, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it's 18-year-old Cooper Flagg, and that is something to at least to look forward to and rebuild around. But, man, they've dug a hole, and it's going to be a long time, I think, till they're actually contenders again. But I think Klay, and I think you shop Anthony Davis pronto, Tonto.
I think that's tougher than it sounds.
Yeah.
What do you think? We've got a Klay
What
move.
else can you do? Like, what else is the move?
A coach gets fired for
Jay
dumb
Kidd,
stuff,
like,
so that's...
I think what's next.
You know, root for Jay Kidd firing.
I'm not rooting for any of it.
No, the kid in me, I just can't, you know.
Think what's next for them. They continue to lose games.
You would think.
You get through this horrible season. I think you try to run it back next year just to see
that's
what you
hard,
can do.
though.
Do they make the play-in?
This team?
This year?
Yeah.
No, you get you a good draft pick.
10 games in.
If you even have
they're
one.
like 4 games out of the play-in.
Do they have a draft
11
pick?
games in, but listen, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. I can't find the pot of gold at the end of it. But the season is very young. What I would like to see the next steps is for them to at least just play better. Whatever the end results are going to, whatever the end results are going to be, the end results are going to be. But you would like to see with the talent on this roster, especially with Cooper Flagg, you want to start seeing some of those bright spots. Like San Antonio, they weren't winning games, but you saw bright spots. We want to start seeing some of those bright spots.
And I think they will get a little momentum, a little confidence when Kyrie Irving comes back. I damn sure don't think he's going to rush with how they started
this season.
Why
Don't come back
rush
this
now?
season.
But think about it. You got P.J. Washington, you got Anthony Davis, you got Kyrie Irving, you got Cooper Flagg.
You got a lot of trade assets.
There's something here.
Something to do there?
Again, it shouldn't be this bad, and it is.
It's not great. So get ready to hear about that for the rest of today. It is happening. We will see you guys mañana.
They run it back, yeah.